44 silver dollars in USD. 44 USD silver. Is that all? Like, come on, man. Like, poke it with a stick. Do something. Please note sarcasm. Yes, we're at $44 for silver. Looking pretty darn good. It's only going to go higher, of course. I am expecting a bit of a dip in the next couple of days, though. We'll take a look at the charts. Of course, we'll take a look at gold. We'll take a look at platinum. We'll take a look at silver. We'll do Bitcoin and crypto too. Man, we'll do whatever we damn well please here at Good Morning Stackers with me, Joe Main. Use the time codes below to go to your favorite part. But if you're watching live, you get to enjoy every single thing we do here, including the synchronized slurp. That is my calling card. You grab your tasty beverage. I grab my tasty beverage. We slurp them synchronously together. Whatever you're drinking right now, grab it, slurp it with me. It's the slurp heard around the world. I don't care if you don't like the slurp. It's not about you. It's about the rest of the GMS family. Here we go. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Extra slurpy for an extra amazing day. I am Joe Main. I'm a random Aussie dude. Not that random. I've actually worked for 3 major gold and silver bullion dealers here in Australia over like a course of like 11, 12 years. Something like that. I've served thousands of customers in my time. I've been an investor in silver and precious metals since 2010. I got into crypto in 2013. Now I do this show and I talk about all kinds of assets, focusing on precious metals and crypto and stocks. Actually, it's pretty much anything that will make us a bunch of money over time because you're doing it for your family. And hey, if you don't have a family, you're doing it for your future family too. Let's do some shout outs. Of course, the show is brought to you by Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au, Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com, Stormrake, stormrake.com, full service cryptocurrency brokerage, and of course, my Silver Investor Club. Free to join. I've put a pinned comment at the top of the live chat. Join that. It is free currently. It won't be free forever. And you get to enjoy everything we do at the Silver Investor Club, including exclusive silver bullion deals. We've been doing it a bunch of times now, and people have gotten really good deals over there. You don't join for the deals. Don't be that guy. You join actually for the community that we're building there. And 170 members right now. Man, great guns. Let's do... that's that one right there. See, join the Silver Investor Club right there. Let's do some shout outs, then we'll get to talking about precious metals and everything of the day. Let's see. Gerald Draper. Well, of course, Spaceman, the rest of you smart stackers. What a dip this weekend and today in crypto. Opportunity galore. Could be. We'll take a look at those prices too at some point today. Hi, everyone. GMS, he says, 44 is the beginning of the run, says John P. Could be correct. You could be correct, my friend. Yeah, you should have gotten some NNE and Oklo. I agree. I should have gotten some nanonuclear energy and Oklo, but I've also gotten into some other things. I'll share what I've also gotten into. And also, guess what? Guess what I did? I got live price feeds now on my stocks. So I got to pay a monthly fee. For that. So I've ponied up and now I'm paying the monthly fee to get live, the live feed rather than 20 minutes delayed when we're talking about the Australian stock market. So I can show you because, we're still doing the show at 10 a.m. when the thing opens so we can have a look. GMS, fantastic morning. Good. Yeah, Silent Stacker. Good morning, everyone. Good to see you, my friend. G'day, Mon. Hello. Knackers. Aaron Wright, morning stackers. Good to see you. Richard, hey, it's been a while, mate. Time to load up on crypto, says Richard Pin. Maybe. You could be right. Again, we'll take a look at the charts today. All right, yeah, let's do that. Let's take a look at silver, 44 US dollars. Let's take a look at those charts. Silver, gold, platinum. Gold hit my target. It's a little mini target that we've been talking about. We'll take a look at platinum. It's been a bit of a silent creeper recently as well. Let's shah the scran, brah. Of course, if you weren't already aware, okay, that's silver there. What am I doing? That's the wrong one. I want this one. Nope, not that one. I want this one. Did you know that this part of the show is brought to you by Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au. It's the greatest bullion dealer in all of Australia. How would I know? Worked for 3 of them. And these guys are doing it the best. Why? 20 or more items in your shopping cart, you get free shipping. Okay, perthbullion.com.au. Let's take a look at silver. Now, sneakily, I'll quickly give you a little heads up. This is what I was looking at just before. I'm not saying to get in this, but we landed on the chart here. This is FME. This is something to do with platinum, I think it is. Engages in exploration of mineral and base metal, focus on advancing. Yeah, the Platinum Group Metals and Nickel project in the Eastern Kimberley region. Okay, might be one just to watch out for. That's FME, Future Metals. Anyway, let's go to old mate. Here is silver. Here is silver on the weekly time frame. Price in USD, $44, man. So good. Let's do the quick zoom out. Get rid of all that stuff. Quick zoom out. For those uninitiated to the wonderful world of silver, that is silver on the monthly time frame. Okay, we're using this is the linear chart, and then I'll pop it on the logarithmic right here. $50, 1980, $50, 2011. It's doing it again. We are going to creep higher and higher. We'll break 50. We will break triple digits and all that kind of stuff. Pop it on the logarithmic chart, and you can see how it is poised for absolute glory and greatness. Okay. We are an extremely overvalued, overbought. We're in that territory right now on the relative strength index, but you can spend a lot of time there. So what will probably happen is, my guess is we'll get up to that 50, possibly break it, then maybe have a bit of a dip. It might be something, possibly something like a little handle, like a mini handle on the mini cup. So something like this you might see, and cup and handle right there. There's your cup, there's your handle. You might break it and then do like a little mini cup, something like that, and then onwards and upwards we go. That's probably the most likely scenario, seeing as though we are already in extremely overvalued, overbought on the monthly time frame. So that's silver. Let's pop it onto the daily time frame. Let's have a look here. I don't know what you can hear going on in the background, but someone is not happy in the background. Okay, fair enough. Thanks, buddy. Let's see. This is silver on the 4-hour time frame. Let's see. And we can see pretty clearly from this low and this high, and I'll show you on the 1-hour time frame, actually. In particular, that's why I think in the next 24, 48 hours, we are going to see a little bit of a dip. But look, we've had this beautiful move here, and I've got this blue box here. So that's where I think we can move down to. Okay, it's not going to break anywhere down below here unless we're looking, not good for silver, and that's not true. Cool. So anywhere down to here, so into that blue box, maybe back down to the $43 area. I don't think we get down to the $42.20 area. I think probably with such a strong market that we're having with silver at the moment, I'd say probably maximum down to here, and that would be previous resistance then becomes support. That's fine. Markets go up, markets go down, you break through, you hold as support, and then, creeping onwards and upwards we go. That's the most likely scenario for me, probably no lower than 43. What would be very strong, would be really strong, like extra strong setup, would be if you find a bottom here, so a little mini double bottom right there, something like that, and then you go up. So and then you break that area there of that 43.80, and then onwards and upwards you go. That's like uber bullish, because as we've spoken about before, when you have a major, or even a mini or a major top, and I do think this is a little top just for the moment. If you look on the relative strength index, this is why higher high on the 1 hour, lower high on the relative strength index, and you've also already gone in extremely overbought as well. So it's one of those deals. You'll get something like that, okay, in my opinion. And again, that'll probably take it down to there, or maybe even down to there. The point I was trying to make was what, Joe? Oh, yes. Because I'm going to assume that this is my pivot point, you take it from a major low and a major high on the time frame that you're looking at. This happens to be the 1 hour. Then you pop in your Fibonacci. From this low and this high, you have the expected support range. Okay, so when you have a top and a high that you can identify, then prices tend to retrace 1/3 to 2/3 of that move, 1 to 2/3 of that move. And this happens to represent 1 to 2/3 of that move right there. So somewhere in the zag zone, the expected support range, is very normal, okay? Because numbers go up, numbers go down. So yeah, expecting maybe 43. But my point was, now I get my point. This is the expected support range, but these lines here indicate the strength of said support, or if you do it in the opposite way, the strength of the resistance. Cool. So if you bounce here, that's strong support. If you bounce here, it's kind of neutral support. If you bounce here, that's actually weak support. You really don't want it to bounce there. It's like, why aren't they buying like massively until they get down to a 62% discount? They're not willing to buy massively until it's 62% off from this low and this high. But if they're buying here, like that's, they're wanting a discount, but they're not waiting for a big discount. So that's like a 38% discount, right? You get down into here, bad news. It's like, that's really weak support. Okay, technically you haven't broken there, but that's really weak. You're like, why is that happening? Okay, not great. Here's the kicker. If it breaks, if it finds support here, that's really strong support. So I would say I'm favoring there or there. Okay, so basically anywhere between your 43.40 to your 43 is probably the area I'd be watching out for. Cool. I don't think we get into this box here. Probably around about there, maximum 43. That's it. What would negate that? Well, Joe, just breaking above and continuing higher. Yeah, cool. But I'm expecting this-ish kind of area for silver in the next 24 to 48 hours. Could I be wrong? Yes. Does it matter anyway? No, because you're dollar cost averaging and you're all set. Cool. That is silver daily time frame. Yeah, I mean, not a lot else to say. We're just, creeping onwards and upwards to that 50 area. When we get to the 50 area, as we've been saying, we'll probably find a bit of resistance there. People, again, will be talking about the triple top. We're extremely overvalued on the weekly time frame, so do expect major resistance at 50. And then, it'll just be a short-term blip, I think, because looking fantastic for silver in the long term. Gold has hit my... silver. Let me talk quickly. I'll quickly mention some silver stocks, actually. So not individuals maybe, but let's take a look at the SIL. So this is the silver miners, okay? Major silver miners ETF. Okay, so it's tracking all the major silver miners, and it's clearly broken here. And yeah, I mean, we're through the 0.618, we're through the 0.786, we're making a beeline for the all-time high. Bear in mind, the all-time high, we're now an extremely overvalued on the monthly time frame as well. Cool, look at that. Pretty overvalued. Weekly, same thing, quite overvalued. You don't spend forever there. And the daily, now the daily you have already ticked into there and you've ticked back through. Okay, so be aware. And again on this 4 hour, just like with the silver price, just be a little bit overheated. Okay, you've got that thing there, higher high, lower high on the relative strength index as well. So don't be surprised anywhere from here that we do see a dip. Okay, anywhere from here. If we were saying, back down, just breaking the 618, I'd say, yeah, no, we're not dipping soon. From here, from $68 to the all-time high, from $70 to $93, that's the zone-ish. Okay, just watch out. Cool, but it's looking great over the much longer term. So again, this is short-term noise. Silver miners will continue to massively outperform. Number go up, number go down, market zig and zag, but it will break the all-time high eventually, okay? And it'll do really, really well. And silver miners will continue for a period of time to outperform silver spot. Doesn't matter, should you buy silver miners? No, just buy the physical, that's fine. You're going to be fine no matter what. That's the major silver miners, and here is the silver junior miners. They have broken out new all-time high for silver junior miners. They're doing very well at the moment. Cool. Massive breakout. Okay, looking really nice. We are overvalued, overbought. So just be aware. Okay, once again, like all the others, same thing, has poked its head out to make a new all-time high. So the question becomes, you break major resistance for one of two reasons. You either break to continue the trend or to grab liquidity. What that means is, or it's a fancy way of saying to fake you out. Okay, so just be aware. We have broken a new all-time high. Just be careful here. You want to see that hold. You don't want to see it fall back in, because that might be a fake out, and then we might just see a little bit of a dip on the SILJ. Okay, so great to see it higher, but yeah, similar thing. Higher high, lower high on the RSI. Okay, you're also having on the SILJ. That's why I'm not in it at the moment. I'm actually waiting for a bit of a dip on it. You've got lower high on the volume as well. On balance of probability, I think we fall back through the all-time high and we see some lower prices coming. That's my opinion on that. You do you, and that's okay. Yeah. See, I'll show you why. Look, we've made slightly higher high in volume, but yeah, no, I think we're going to dip back down. That's my opinion on that, and I will stick with it. So that's General Silver. I will mention something that I did do actually, and I mentioned this on the Mastering the Markets Academy, and I mentioned it in the private Silver Investor Club. I took profits on USL. This is Unico Silver Limited, USO, on the Australian Stock Exchange. I took some profits. Why did I take profits? Is it going massively higher from here? In my humble opinion, absolutely. We're going to break all-time high, and we're going to make new all-time highs. I think you can go, I mean, we're at, I think you can 10 times from here. In the silver bull run, in the commodities bull market, it could possibly even more than 10 times. But again, not financial advice, all that stuff. But the 1.618 Fibonacci from this high and this low, so the macro high and the macro low on the logarithmic scale, okay, bear in mind, is at $5.24. Hitting a 1.618 Fibonacci from a key high and a low is quite standard. Okay, many people will be looking at this number here at about $5. We're at 54 cents, 55 cents right now. It can go to $5 in the bull run. Again, this is on the monthly time frame. That's quite doable. Okay, and as David Bird, aka ASX Trader, has said, if you've never been through a commodities bull run, it's like altcoin season for rocks. Okay, so you can see these kind of 10 times, 20 times. He's even said 50, 100 times moves on things. Not saying it's happening for here. $5 is absolutely doable. So why did I take profits? Okay, you know why? Because a couple of reasons, and here's what I shared. Number one, because it was looking a little bit peaky on the 4-hour time frame. Okay, we've got some higher highs, but some lower highs on the relative strength index. Also, the volume is also not confirming it. Okay, volume is also on the decline as well on the 4-hour time frame. So I'm actually expecting, could be wrong, expecting some consolidation or some lower prices coming on USL. That's one reason. On the weekly time frame, it's been extremely overvalued on the weekly. Okay, we hit a major Fibonacci target, so there's the overvalued, and then we've fallen back in. We also hit a major Fib target, the 786 right there. So finding momentum loss at a major Fibonacci level right there. So there's all the technical reasons, but here's the main reason I did it, because I bought in right here to 23. Where are we? Where's my level? I'll pop in that position. It's not there. Anyway, I'll pop it in right here to 23 cents. That is my level. Okay, so I have over doubled my position. Okay, I've made more than 100%. Cool, right there. From there to there, about $5.40 is where I sold. I was up 136%. So what did I do? I sold less than half, but I recouped my initial investment. Okay, so now whatever USL does, I can sit back and go, I don't care what it does from here. I'm not worried about losing any money on this. I've taken my initial investment out. I can let this baby run. The rest is gravy. It could tank to zero and I've broken even. Okay, fine. It's not tanking to zero. It's going higher over the longer term. The rest is gravy. Now I've pulled out my initial investment. I've secured that. I've secured my capital. Now I can use that capital to buy something that is more undervalued. Something I'm looking at out of interest, which I got out of and I'm looking to get back in, is another silver and gold producer. Not producer, they are a exploration and development. I like it from a technical perspective. I'm looking at getting back into MTH. This is Mithril Silver and Gold Limited on the Australian Stock Exchange. So I'm hawking a couple of other things. I'm hawking that FME that I showed you before. So now I've got extra capital to put into there. I've secured my initial investment, and the rest is gravy, right? That's why I took profits on USL. That was all. That was a lot of silver talk. Here is gold on the monthly time frame. Priced in USD, $3,750, roughly. Okay, it has hit my 1.618 Fibonacci target. Does that mean I'm out of anything and I'm bearish on gold? No. I just wanted to show you. Remember this one I showed you? Right here. Let me pop on the indicators. Right there. So from this, that's not going to give me volume because we're looking at a different thing. Once again, you're watching Good Morning Stackers. Hit the big red subscribe button to join the GMS family. It's a little bit of a target there. It may not be a thing. It could just rocket onwards and upwards from here. But I just want to note from this high and this low, we've hit the 1.618 Fibonacci at 3,750 US dollars. If I show you on the 1 hour, we are finding some momentum, not momentum loss, I would say, but on the 1 hour, again, we've been extremely overvalued already, and you don't spend forever there. So on balance of probability, you're probably going to be ticking down soon, okay? On the 30-minute, 30-minute is showing a bit of momentum loss, okay? The steam's just starting to run out a little bit, right? Higher highs, and then equal or lower highs on the relative strength index, and the volume I can't show you. So it is, once again, it's showing some steam loss, some momentum loss at key resistance. So yeah, on balance of probability, if I think silver's going to probably have a bit of a dip, I think gold will too. Having said that, I could be completely wrong, and it just from there. Don't listen to me, bro. On the daily though, the daily's just open. Yeah, you can still spike up to this kind of general area, but I think around about here, your $3,700, $3,800 level is probably a bit of a time to take just a small little pause. Could I be wrong on that? Yes. But look at the weekly and look at the monthly. Man, we've got so much further to go for gold and silver and platinum, etc. Gold is very overvalued, okay? Extremely overvalued. I don't think I've seen that as high. It has been higher. Okay, so the previous peak in 2000, that's 1980. So that's the 1980 peak on the relative strength index. So we're nearly hitting that. Okay, and the 2011 peak, well, you had bearish divergence on there. So we're pretty high up. Okay. Gold will be going to much, much higher from here. It's just going to, number go up, number go down. So we'll be taking a pause soon. Okay. But so far, looking amazing. We're just extremely overvalued at the moment. All right. So that's gold, the GDX. Here's the GDX on the US. It's looking good. Okay. This is the gold miners index. Breaking all-time high. Okay, all-time high for the gold miners index. It broke through the zag zone here. Congratulations to everyone. Brand new all-time highs in the GDX. This is the US market version. It's extremely overvalued again, so you might break out and have a retest. Okay, something like that. Here's the junior miners. Junior miners. Now, here's the difference. Here's a big difference here. The gold junior miners are actually nowhere near their all-time high. Okay, the silver junior miners we talked about, they've had their break out. Okay, broken the all-time high. Gold junior miners need to step up a bit. Okay, you're extremely overvalued already. Okay, on the daily, yeah, you've probably got some room to head down. But look at that. Over the long term, that will break the all-time high. And when this tops eventually, by the way, when the gold junior miners eventually top, wherever that is, that will probably signal the top of gold in general. Okay, so you've got a lot of room to move. Okay, but just watch this one or subscribe to me and I'll watch it for you. The junior miners, because it's just like altcoins. Okay, And yeah, that's, you go through the big boys. Bitcoin's the big boy, then, the major altcoins, then it flows down to the mid caps, then it flows down to the small caps, then it flows down to the micro and the nano caps. All right. And that's when you see the micro and nano cap cryptos going off, right? That's where, you're at the top of the major crypto cycle. Similar thing when you see the gold junior miner index really start to go overvalued. Okay, creeping up and up and up and up and up. Then you go, okay, we're starting to get to the top of the thing. Nowhere near it. Just keep that in the back of your mind. That is gold. Cool. XPT. Here is platinum. Platinum's been a bit of a silent creeper the last few weeks. Okay, it is poised for much, much higher from here, but it looks like it's just a bit of a consolidation at the moment. We're at 1,420. I still need to see it break and hold 1,430 to say, okay, we're continuing upwards. We're still in this kind of bearish-ish kind of divergence. We've been extremely overvalued already on the weekly time frame. Yeah, start creeping above there, then we'll talk. What you might find with platinum is it just continues to do this for a bit and forms some kind of flag or triangle pattern. Don't know what it would be. Something like that, maybe. Something like that. Think of that maybe. So maybe back down here, back to the bottom end, F's around for a little bit, faffs around, and then I think it will eventually break to the upside. That's my opinion for platinum. If it breaks to the downside, then we'll talk about lower prices. But, balance of probability, it's more likely up than down. Platinum on the monthly. I'll get rid of all the stuff. Just have a quick look at it. Where do you think it's going over the longer term? We will break the all-time high. That's at $2,300 and we'll make new all-time highs for platinum. Very, very, very certain of that. You've got a decent amount to move on the relative strength index before you get into any kind of overvalued, kind of overbought kind of territory. So yeah, that can creep up to the all-time high easy before, some kind of decent retracement. That is platinum and specific platinum miners. SBSW. This is Sibanye-Stillwater, listed on the New York Stock Exchange. $10. Okay, we have broken the peak here a couple of months ago, so now we're making new highs on the monthly time frame. You've got a lot of room to move with SBSW as well. You can creep way up into this. You can get up to the all-time high of $20 before you're in any kind of extremely overvalued territory for SBSW. It's the largest platinum group mining stock, I think, in the world. As far as I'm aware, I have a position in Sibanye-Stillwater and it's doing well, and I'm just holding that until, I don't know, hold it until glory, until the market tells me otherwise. What would tell me otherwise? Well, for example, we're coming up to here out of the zag zone right now. That's looking really good. But what would tell me, it would be if we start breaking market structure and we start making successive lower highs and lower lows. We're nowhere near that at the moment, so looking really good. So that's on the US market. The one on the Australian market is Zimplats. Okay, I have a small position in this. I have a position in this as well. So this is Zimplats on the Australian Stock Exchange. It's about to, I think, hopefully, once it breaks that $17.80 level, you're looking really good. Then you'll be making successive higher highs on the monthly as well. So looking great for Zim. Got a lot of room to move, and look where it is comparatively to SBSW. Let me go back there and I'll show you. SBSW, look at the relative strength index. Here, you're kind of creeping towards overvalued territory, overbought territory. But if we go back to Zim, you're kind of only like halfway there. So you've got a lot of room to move with Zim. We are coming up to some key resistance right now. Let me get rid of all of you. And I'll hide you, just hide you for the moment. Go away. Cool. Getting up to some major resistance here. Okay, so just keep that in mind. That's why it has been faffing around at this kind of area. See that? Right about there is in the major resistance zone that we're in at the moment. Huge resistance zone and support. So resistance, broke through, resistance became support, then we broke back through, then it became resistance, now it's resistance again. If you can clear and hold through that $19.40 area, Looking really good. Okay, for Zim, I do have a position. Happy to hold it for the moment. That's it on the monthly time frame. You do you. That's platinum. And finally, let's take a quick look at copper. What's copper doing? And the markets have opened too. We'll see what my portfolio is like. Here is copper on the daily time frame. It's still just screwing around this kind of $4.50, $4.70 kind of area. Not a lot to say. The COPX is the copper miners index on the US exchange is faffing around this kind of $55 area. On balance of probability, I think we probably see a little bit of a dip coming soon. Okay, that is copper. Now let's see very quickly. We have opened the day. Let's have a quick look at some stuff. Let's take a look at the silver stuff I'm in. Let's see. SS1 has now I have. This is the first time I have live data. Holy moly. All right, so here's the live data. We've just opened. We've been 1 minute open on the Australian Stock Exchange. SS1, Sun Silver, has just opened 7% higher. Okay, so we're up 7% and we're in 1 minute into the day. USL has opened higher. USL has opened higher as well. I sold against my initial investment at 54 cents. It's now at 57.5. That's fine by me, no problem. I've still got my fat bag of that, so no problem. And ARD, I'm currently in, and that's opened about 3.5 cent higher. Okay, so ARD looking good. What else is looking good? How is Zim going? Oh, I don't have my Zim. Of course I have my Zim. Zim is gold now because I own it. Zim is up 2 and a bit percent. Okay, what else are we looking at today? Let's see, what else? AGE, my uranium, is not really doing much. AUZ, Australian Mines Limited, is something I just got into. That is up 5.5%. BHP, not doing a lot. CPN. DEV is up 9.5% on opening, so I'm in that as well. That's fantastic. And that's about it. Yeah, cool. All right, let's go to some comments, etc., and then we shall talk about Bitcoin, TOSHI, a bunch of different things. Morning, Joe. Morning, Stackers. Morning, Jason. It's good to see you, my friend. Love your work. Sorry, guys, got to run. No problem, says Mark, Florida. Timing for entry is something, he says. Just a matter of time. Ray, g'day Ray, my friend. Good to see you. Right, buy First Majestic Silver. Yes, Fortuna, Bear Creek, B2 Gold, Aftermath Silver, Endeavour Silver. You've got a lot there. S. I won't pronounce that. Is that Cloutier? Cloutier? S. Cloutier. Yeah, I love my AG. I got out of AG as in First Majestic Silver. I got into some other things. That's okay. Everything's doing really well, but they are on the back of they're on my charts. I'm watching them. Let's see. ZBCN just had a bounce up. Did it, knackers? We will take a quick look at that too. Well, that was short-lived, says Ray. Work is calling. You got to do what you got to do, my friend. You missed the silver talk. That's okay, mate. Silver looking great. Maybe a little bit of consolidation in the next 24, 48 hours, but other than that, looking great. Morning, Stackers. Late to the party, painting the house and forgot the time. That's right, mate. Hope that painting. On the Silver Investor Club, what's happening is Sino is giving us a really cool, just Joe, is giving us a great look into his house painting adventures. So, of course, if you're not a member of the Silver Investor Club, it's a private club for new and veteran silver investors. You get exclusive silver bullion deals from bullion dealers, okay? And it's basically an amazing community to join. You join for the community, okay? We'll be doing giveaways, price analysis, of course, Q&A. We do a weekly live stream, okay? So all you need to do is go to the Silver Investor Club. I'll put a link somewhere. It's in the pinned comment on the live chat, and I'll put it after the fact. I'll put it as a pinned comment on the YouTube video. But check out this community, 170 members, and it's just lively, okay? My notifications go off all the time. A lot of regular contributors. You've got Spot Talk, if you want to talk about spot price. You've got Stock Talk, if you want to talk about silver stocks, etc. Here's the streams and specials page, and this is where we always list the previous week's recording of the live stream plus that silver special that week. Out of interest, that silver special is still available. It's a 5-ounce silver special, but you must be a member of the club. I'll approve you. If you ask to join, I'll approve you. And then there's a private password to get into that specific special from Perth Bullion Exchange. So it's all happening over here. And the next silver special and hangout is happening in 3 days' time on Friday morning, Australian Eastern Standard Time. There's the show and tell section as well. Did you just buy something? Do you want us to have a look at one of your pretty little coins or bars or whatever that you've just bought? Do the show and tell section, and a lot of people popping in their stuff there. And we also have the workshop area as well. So basically, if there's anything else that you are into, some kind of special hobby, there's a little extracurricular thing there as well. So I'll be teaching you more about how to get into competitive sports shooting. That's something that I do. And I might talk about health and wellness, that kind of thing as well. And other people are already talking about their own stuff as well. So someone's popped in that they want to start a bit of a fishing thing. That might be a thing too. Anyway, that's the workshop. Anyway, you want to head over to the Silver Investor Club because it's the place to be. Join for free right now. It will not be free forever. Let's go to Bitcoin and crypto. This part of the show is brought to you by Stormrake, stormrake.com, your full-service cryptocurrency brokerage. Get 2% brokerage fees for life when you sign up with my particular referral link. It is right here. We'll talk about more about these wonderful people in just a minute. Here is Bitcoin on the daily time frame, priced in USD, 112,650 US dollars. Okay, we found resistance at the zag zone. From this high and this low, we found resistance. It's the expected resistance range, so you expect resistance to occur there. Nothing to worry about, okay, at this stage, nothing to worry about, because it's expected resistance. What we now need to see, though, is it needs to get back up through there. So I will tell you, as soon as we get through 100, and I'll call it on this spike, let's just call it 118 to be safe. If you start clearing through 118,000 US dollars, you break and hold that for Bitcoin, we are making a brand new all-time high in Bitcoin. I will give you that as a 99.999999% guarantee. Cool? Why? We had an all-time high here, 125,000. What goes up must come down. Expected resistance range. Okay? Now here is good news. Okay? It hit the top end of the zag zone. And remember how we talked about before about those strong support, weak support, etc. It works on the same way in the opposite direction. Okay, so this is the expected resistance range. If you were to find resistance here, that's very strong resistance. That's not good if you want the price to continue to go up. If you found resistance here, that's very strong resistance. Not great, okay? This is strong resistance, not preferable. This is neutral resistance. It's just like, okay, it's pretty expected, okay? This is actually weak resistance, and then you have very weak resistance there, okay? So the fact that we've resisted here at the top end of the zag zone, that's at the weak resistance stage. That's good, okay? You want that to find resistance up in here, okay? All we just need to see is that start creeping back up, do something like that, and golden will make a new all-time high, and we'll talk about new all-time highs down the track when we get there, okay? What you don't want to see, preferably, though, is a move back down through about 111,000, and of course, you really preferably do not want to break through this 107,000 kind of area, because if you start doing that on the weekly time frame, let me get rid of all that for you. Then you'll be starting to make, that's high or low still, right? You'll be making a lower high, right? So if that's a lower high, then a lower low, that would be a change or a bearish change of market structure for Bitcoin on the weekly time frame. That's not preferable. Okay, so let's just remain above that $107,500 mark. This might just be a nice little blip along the way. And if you start closing above there, that 118,000, new all-time high coming for Bitcoin. Speaking of all-time highs for Bitcoin, who believes that Bitcoin can still go to $200,000 in 2025, or around about that general area, like a 180 to 220,000? Bisha from Stormrake, stormrake.com. You knew I was going to do it. Stormrake.com is a full-service cryptocurrency brokerage. There's Bisha right there. I spoke to him on the channel last week. Okay, we did a great little interview in terms of Bitcoin, and he still thinks $180,000 to $200,000 Bitcoin in 2025 is still doable. Okay, now if you are into crypto and you're a crypto native, you want access to very deep liquidity, you want to go to Stormrake.com. They're a full service cryptocurrency brokerage, and if you're a crypto newbie, you want them to do it all for you. Okay, and tell your friends and family about Stormrake.com. If you're a crypto native, but all your friends and family are going to bug you about getting into crypto, when Bitcoin goes back through that $118,000 level, we start making new all-time highs. The media will go absolutely insane. A new all-time high for Bitcoin. Every man and his dog is piling in. Your friends and family are asking you, you remember that Bitcoin thing? I want to get in now. Send them to stormrake.com. You as a crypto native should be on stormrake.com, but tell your friends and family about it as well. And they'll charge you a 3% brokerage fee. So you can go to stormrake.com and click on create an account. You can do that. Go ahead and do that. You will pay a 3% brokerage fee, okay? And if they raise their prices later on down the track, you'll also get the raise of the price. However, if you sign up with my link, put it down there, copy, paste it, do whatever you got to do in the browser of your favorite browser, in the address bar of your favorite browser, you get 33% discount lifetime. Okay, so you're also grandfathered in. You get 2% brokerage fees for the life of the account. Okay, great idea. Okay, Coinbase is charging around about 2% roughly when you factor in their hidden spread fees. Yes, they have hidden spread fees. Stormrake don't have hidden spread fees. You buy at the market price, they just charge a flat rate. Okay, that flat rate can be 3%. If you sign up directly, sign up through me, 2%. For the life of the account. Honestly, if you're even thinking about getting into crypto and you haven't even done it, just sign up for an account for free. You may as well do it before you start getting in, okay? If you're a crypto native, how are you going to get out of crypto in a way which is not going to tank the price for you, tank your average sell price? You want access to deep liquidity? Sell at Stormrake, stormrake.com. Buy and sell. Yeah, full service. They do it all for you. Cool. Let's take a look at general altcoins. Let's see. Let's take a look at others. Others market. We're back at 303. Okay, this might be a little blip along the way. Here is the others market, the altcoin market minus the top 10. What do we need to see now? We do have some bearish divergence playing out. What that is we've had some successive higher highs. Definitely printed a lower high on the relative strengthening. That's a big bearish divergence. Okay, massive bearish divergence. We have found some support here at this uptrend line. Okay, this is also presenting a potential rising wedge. Okay, so these are a few things you've just got to be aware of. So for example, possible rising wedge here, that generally can mean that the steam is rolling out. Okay, so bare minimum, we've got to creep back above. For me, you got to creep back above 330 billion. Okay, get above there. Great. Altcoin season, baby. Okay. I cannot say, even though, and this is the thing, you've got to understand, this is why I have integrity and all that kind of stuff. Even though I have amazing partners with Stormrake, stormrake.com, etc. And, I do see crypto going really, really higher, in the future. Bitcoin, $1 million, all that. I do believe that to be the case. Absolutely. I'm going to tell you when I think not crypto season just yet. It's not altcoin season just yet. Okay. We've had this bearish divergence off of here. Okay. That's playing out. Could many of you be saying right now, this is the perfect time to buy the dip, etc.? You could absolutely be right. Because let's pop a look on the 4-hour time frame. Now on the 4-hour, on the relative strength index, gone into extremely oversold or undervalued, this could be the time. Okay, so on the 1 hour time frame, been extremely undervalued, oversold, and we're creeping back out. So that's good. I like that. That's good. We've broken that little trend line right there. If I look at the volume, what's the volume telling us? The volume is starting to creep back up again. Yeah, that's good. The daily, though, however, we just got to creep above. Yep, for me, it's that 330 billion. Then I'll talk about, okay, altcoin season. Yeah, we've just got that bearish divergence playing out, and that can play out for a little bit longer. Okay, so it might, do something like this where it just remains above this uptrend line. That would be very preferable. Okay, faff around for a bit, something like that, and then hopefully creep onwards and upwards. Cool. That's what I need to see on the monthly time frame. Monthly, on the others market, altcoin markets, the volume on the monthly, look at that. It's actually been really quite nice. Yeah, that volume is actually the volume seems to be preceding the price on the monthly time frame. So that's actually quite good. I'll show you what I mean. I'll have to pop all that stuff on. So for example, if you take a look at the peak here, that lines up with right there. Okay, so if I put a line through there, you can see now, look at the difference. The volume is outpacing the price. This is a market cap, right? But look at that. See that? So that is suggesting that there's more volume coming in. The volume is increasing on the monthly time frame. That could be a good thing. Not always, but when volume tends to precede price action, in this case, that can be setting it up for a nice move. So just got to see that 330 billion. Okay, that would make me more confident. Okay, but look, it's making successive higher highs and higher lows on the weekly time frame. You do not want to, absolutely don't want to, close below 250 billion. That would be pretty bad. Okay, start closing weeks below there, then I'm going to say, that's pretty much done and dusted for crypto, I would say, for a while. So yeah, so far so good. Higher highs, higher lows, just clear that 330, then I'll be just a little bit more confident. Cool. Some of you will be just wringing your hands and going, this is such a brilliant time to load up, and you could be right. Let's take a look at some of the individual ones. You're about to break market structure on the 1 hour time frame, so I'm expecting crypto to have a bit more of a pop in the next 24, 48 hours. So some of them might be, including TOSHI and ZBCN. Let's take a look at TOSHI. Where are we? Tosh. Cool. Let's look at my old mate. Here is TOSHI on the daily time frame, price in USD 00075. What was I saying? I get in on data, I get out on data, I will be back in when the data presents itself. We had that beautiful move. I had a whole bunch of people laughing at me going, you got out, you silly bastard. I was like, yeah, no, I get out on data, I'll get back in on data. It's going to the moon because we got listed on Upbit. Sure. And I said, watch out for a consolidation possibly into this zone here. We actually, it was a short-term pump on that news of the Upbit listing. Cool. And we're actually below that area right now. So we're below the zag zone. That's not preferable. I need to see it clear and hold. And gee, what do you know? The bottom end of the zag zone I set at 00075. Remember that number we talked about ages ago? It was a major Fibonacci level from a high and a low. 00075 is the total kicker for me. Okay, we spiked above, but on the 4 hour time frame, we're not above it yet. Okay, so we're below the zag zone. So not on balance of probability, I am not back in TOSHI yet. I will be if it can bare minimum hold this 00075. That might be a bottom. If you take a look at other crypto, so for example, as I showed you on the others, do you remember that? It was looking quite undervalued or oversold on the 4 hour time frame. We haven't even hit oversold for TOSHI. Okay, so it's not looking like one of the stronger ones out of general crypto at the moment because of that big move and that consolidation. So I need to see it hold 00075. And for me now, the new kicker, if I get rid of you and you for the moment, let's go. Yeah, kind of your new major resistance zone is getting back up through that 00085 kind of level. So really that zone for me needs to be broken, okay, through there. Cool. So that's it for Toshi. I am not back in Toshi. The volume is not currently... the volume is currently in confluence with the price. It is not in divergence just yet. Okay, so I want to see more volume come in and start to precede the price rise. Okay, so I want to see higher highs on the volume before I see higher highs in the price, and that will say, okay, people are getting back in again, and then that will start to reflect in the price. Cool. So love Toshi. It is the face of base. It's the meme coin of base chain. It's listed on Coinbase as well. I will be back in. Got to see it at least hold that 00075 and preferably close above that 00085 level. Cool. Got it. That's Toshi. Love it. Love the community. Love you all. I will be back in when it presents itself. Here is ZBCN. Okay, on the 4-hour time frame. Here is on the daily. I had a nice little pump. Okay, you are correct. We had a nice little pump on ZBCN. Great to see. Congratulations, ZBEC network holders. Let's see what I can see. Get rid of a few things. We'll probably do XRP as well. Give me some, what's the word I'm looking for? Chart requests if you have any. I need to get rid of you. No, I want you and I want you. Great. From this high and this low. Is that the correct one that I want? No, it's not. I need to do it that one. That's a bit better. Here we go. Get rid of that. I need to look at it on the logarithmic scale. Okay, so here is ZBCN. Volume is not showing me because I'm using the major crypto market cap movement. So from this high and this low, we're still in the zag zone at the moment. So we're not out of the woods just yet. Once we punch through 0046, then I will basically pretty much be saying a new all-time high is good for ZBCN. Cool. From this high and this low on the logarithmic, get through and hold through there, and you're pretty good. I'd say, yeah, pretty good for that kind of thing. Yeah. ZBCN looking pretty good for the moment, but yeah, just not out of the woods on the 4-hour. 4-hour, yeah. Not a lot to say. Yeah, no, that's it for ZBCN. Close through 004647 area, and then we'll talk Turkey. But we're just still in this little kind of trading range at the moment. You don't want to crack below 0035. Okay, so there's your range: 0035, 0047-ish. Cool. I know many of my subscribers are ZBCN fans. I wish the best for you. I will look at getting into ZBCN if it starts crossing above that top end of that zag zone. Let's look at XRP. XRP. Here is XRP, the crossover crypto. We're looking at $2.86. Let me get rid of a bunch of stuff for you so you can see it a little bit better. That trend line I want. Cool. Here it is on the daily time frame. We're talking $2.86, and we've had a... Is that a triple bottom? Okay, let's have a look-see. So it did not respect the trend line, so we've broken back down below. We found resistance at the 0.5 Fibonacci. So that is, remember we talked about very weak resistance, neutral resistance. So we found it at the neutral area. Okay, so not preferable. Okay, but we found an exact potential double bottom here on the daily time frame. So that's at the $2.70 area. Remember the $2.70 area? That was the major Fibonacci from, I think it was the old high and the old low. So that's a key area to watch out for, $2.70, $2.60. Now we need to look for any potential bullish divergence on the lower time frames. So you can see here on the daily time frame, I guess technically that's a bit of bullish divergence, although you want to take it on the wicks, on the closes and not on the wicks. On the 4-hour, You're an extremely undervalued, oversold already. Okay, so maybe double bottom going into very oversold. That could be bullish. Okay, but not yet. Not yet. On the 1 hour time frame, do we have any kind of bullish divergence? Not really. No. So nothing saying yet. Bullish divergence on the... Nope. Not that really either. What about the 15-minute? Let's go down to 15. No, not really. There's nothing at the moment saying onwards and upwards for XRP. At the moment, there's no bullish divergence. Nothing really. Maybe just on that daily, but yeah. I've got to at least see it get back above into this zone here. So got to get back over the $3 mark, and then we'll talk. Okay, so it's only 15 cents away. So it's, you know, it's not that hard, but ultimate bullish would be if we can get from this high and this low, if we can get through the zag zone, $3.25, I'll say new all-time high coming for XRP. So watch out for that. Nothing saying good to go just yet. Cool, that's XRP. We'll get into some chart requests if I have any, or we'll get out of here. Let's see. Naka says, would like to see how Flare is traveling. No worries, man. Let's do Flare. Let's take a look at FLR. FLR. Crypto. FLR. I am looking at it. I've got it on my thing. Let's say take a look at the Coinbase price. All right. Here is Flare Network, FLR, a crypto on the Coinbase exchange. 2.3 cents roughly. Okay, we are finding resistance at a major level. There you go, bang, right there, resistance. It is there. It's also resistance here, although I think that's actually broken out. So there's a bit of divergence there. Is there any divergence on the volume? What's the volume doing? No, you've got resistance there on the volume as well. So nothing, everything's pretty much kind of moving in lockstep with each other. So once again, for example, if I had have seen the following, if the volume had have been like this, if you had have seen the volume was higher than that, yet that wasn't higher than that, okay, I'm saying, oh, right, the volume, the accumulation is coming in. Right, there's the volume is preceding the price, which is usually a bullish sign. Okay, when volume precedes the price in the upward direction. So if that had have been the case of being like, okay, watch out, we're probably going to get a break of this level here. Everything's running in confluence at the moment, so there's nothing yet saying, there's no signals to me saying, at least on the weekly time frame, that we're going to break. Now you go to the daily and see if there's anything different. Cool. On the daily, the volumes, yeah, no, look, volume on, it's about the same, and it hasn't broken out, so not yet. On the 4 hour, let me get rid of all that crap that I just did, and I'll get rid of you, and I'll get rid of you and you. On the 4 hour time frame, Flare, yeah, there's nothing exciting me at the moment. Okay, so I guess all I'll say for this is you just need to see that line broken. That's pretty much it. Just watch for that trend line on the logarithmic scale. Yeah, that's it. If you start creeping above there, yep, cool, great. Then we'll start, break that, come down as resistance, break it through, then yeah, okay, onwards and upwards, you might be looking good. On the Fibonacci from the most recent pivot, where are we? Yeah, not a lot to say from that high and that low. We're in the zag zone at the moment, so it's got to get through there. Cool. Found support there. Now we just need to get through resistance. That's it. So start clearing. Isn't that interesting? That's exactly where I put it. That's so funny. You kind of get to eyeball this stuff after you do it for a while. Yeah, that's at 3 cents. All right, clear 3 cents for FLR, and I'll say looking good. Other than that, can't say just yet. If general crypto is going up from here, then Flare Network will go up with it. So yeah, watch that 3 cent mark. That's all you need to know for Flare. That's my humble, non-financial advice opinion. Any more? Otherwise, we shall get out of here. Token bot. Token bot? I don't know if I want to do a token bot. The ninja pick for influencers. Clanker. All right. Yeah, oh no, triple bottom. But you know who loves a triple bottom? Jason Ashworth loves a triple bottom. Let's see. Gerald said leverage traders lost their bottoms at the tone of $1.6 billion got vaporized. Don't be me and trade leverage on crypto. Bad move. Don't be me. Let's see. Yeah, we've done that one before. Okay, we'll take a quick look at... That is the kind of bounce I would expect from, but Clanker got the beat. Clanker, sure. I'll do a micro cap for you, Gerald. Let's have a quick look at Clanker. Now, I'm going to assume Clanker is on like a DEX. DEX screener. Let's do DEX screener. Cool, why not? Good old DEX screener. I don't check it very often these days. Clanker. Sure. Clanker? All right, it's a token bot. It's up 17.5%. It's a very small market cap, but okay. Oh, it's on base chain. Oh, it's on base and uni. Okay. All right. Oh, yeah, had a bit of a move. Okay, here is Clanker. Clanker is a, what kind of bot was it? It was a, what kind of bot was it there? It's a token bot. Okay, so like a token bot? Sure. Here it is on the daily time frame, price in USD, $36. It's a bit choppy, isn't she? She's been a thing since it launched in November of last year. Okay, it's been as high as $140. It's been as low as, well, after the opening, it's been as low as $13.50. So you're in a massive trading range. That's on the linear scale. Let's take a look on the logarithmic scale. Pretty much of a muchness. I could probably put it on the linear and do it that way. So the major zone you need to get out of is that $70 mark. So if you can close through that $70 area, cool, no problem. Again, this is a, you pretty much call it a micro cap pretty much for crypto, so be aware, okay? Volatile as AF, okay? But you can see that major resistance zone around about this kind of area there. You want to get through there. So yeah, that's all I have to say. This is not something that I will be getting in. I'm not willing to take that kind of risk at this stage. On the 4 hour, it had a bit of a pump. The volume was really good on it, but then we've seen a massive move down. It probably pumped on some kind of news. Okay, that's probably it. Yeah, big pump, but back down. So on the 1 hour time frame, from this low and this high, we're actually finding resistance at around about the zag zone right there. So this is just for you, Gerald. Just watch out. You're a buy and hold kind of guy, so you don't really care about this kind of stuff, which is, absolutely fine. But yeah, we're kind of at the bottom end of the zag zone at the moment. So you're at the weak support area. If you do close below that $34, $35 area, that might be a little bit of a buy on the news, or it might have been buy on the rim, sell on the news thing. I don't know why it pumped. Maybe you can tell me. But yeah, I need to see it creep above that $70 area. Then if you can get above 70, then you're looking quite nice. Okay, pop on the weekly. Yeah, get through there. Then you'll have a change of market structure on the weekly time frame. Then you'll be making successive higher highs on the weekly. Yeah, then we'll talk about higher prices. But I'm personally not trading this one. But that's Clanker. Thanks for letting us know about that one. Gerald, love your work, man. Ladies and gentlemen, you have watched Good Morning Stackers, the weekday, not weekdaily live show. I go live on Tuesdays, live on Thursdays, and everything else I do in between on the YouTube channel. Hit the big red subscribe button to join. What we do at the end of the show is we do the synchronized slurp. We did it at the start, we do it at the end, and we dance it out. Can you imagine that? Gerald was saying influencers can launch their own token and collect. It's one of those ones. Yeah. You should look into adding your feed here for additional revenue. You should look into adding your feed here. What do you mean by adding my feed here for additional revenue? What, into Clanker? Yeah, maybe. I'll look into it. That's pretty much it. I'm going to do a quick, let's just see how the markets have finished up. Before I go, let's take a quick look at the Australian markets, as I now have live price feeds. So let's quickly have a look. at what I'm in has been doing. Let's see. Okay, AGE. This is a uranium miner, so this is everything I'm currently in. AGE, yeah, it's kind of not doing much. Oh, ARD is up 11% for the day. We might be in breakout territory here. Please and thank you for ARD. It has been it's been faffing around for me for ages. Okay, so ARD, Argent Minerals, a silver mining stock, okay, might be about to break out. Once it clears and holds 3.8 cents, golden. Okay, well, silver. AUZ is up 5.5. BHP, not much. CLV, CLV, not great. Down 12%. CPN is neutral. DEV is neutral. FMG for Fortescue is up a little bit. GUE is Global Uranium and Enrichment, looking to possibly break out. It's coming out of a descending wedge right there, so that's potentially bullish. Okay, that's uranium based. HMX, I've got a little position in Hammer Metals. PLS is Pilbara, that's up 1.75%. PUR hasn't moved. The SPSW, the SS1 is up 6.5%. USL is up more. Okay, USL is up 7.5% for the day, and YAL as well. I think there's a couple of others I have, but that's looking pretty good for the moment. So the portfolio will be up. Silver is at still around about that 44. So yeah, at the end of the show, I am expecting that kind of I'm expecting that further dip. So just watch out for down to there around about that 43, probably no lower than there, in my humble opinion. Cool. Anything else? No, let's get out of here. Grab your tasty beverages. I've got mine, and we shall dance it out because, ladies and gentlemen, you have watched.
Good morning, Stack. Oh, yeah, we're feeling fine. Good morning, Stack. It's podcast time.
Grab it.
Grab a tasty beverage. Let's get in the groove.
Let's do that.
Synchronize.
3, 2, 1, go.
Now we're on the move.
Thanks for watching, people. Have a great day. More content tomorrow. Another live show Thursday. Stay safe, stay informed. Join the Silver Investor Club for free, and I'll see you soon. Have an awesome day. Bye.